I'm slowly starting to find all the pitfalls of this Baja, which seems to be quite a few if you really want to do some serious bashing with it. And if you recall on my last video, we haven't been getting any footage because first time out, blew the tire. Second time out, the drive axle kept popping out. And I couldn't figure out why the drive axle kept popping out at first. But this is the damage that it caused. The drive axle on the right side is hammered out, and the one on the left is what it's supposed to look like. The drive axle that kept falling out was always on the right side, and that would be this one right here. As you can see, it was actually hammering out the corner of the cup, of the drive cup. And on the other one, it was actually sitting in the right place, but if you look at the center of the slit, you can see where it was starting to hammer that out. I really couldn't figure out why the drive axle kept falling out. My only conclusion was I researched the forums a bit, and the toe in the back is supposed to be at 12 millimeters, and I had mine at 16. Maybe that was playing a factor of it falling out. Secondly, you should have these RC Killer limiting straps made for the front and the back, and they make it so your shock can't bottom out when it's doing free time in the air, so that helps take the stress off of it. And the other thing I did is I bought some new drive cups that they're welded off on the end and sealed, and so when you slip your drive axle in, there's no possible way it can come out. It gets locked in. It can't reach the end of its travel and just pop out like on a bad jump or something. And for the third thing, I was having problems with my knuckles in the front and the back because they're made out of plastic. The bearings were trying to work their way out. So what I did is I bought front and rear Hostile 4-degree toe knuckles, and I put them in. And there's one in the front here, or one in the rear here, and one in the front. So I was pretty confident that the drive axle issue was conquered, and I took it back down to our regular pit to give it a good little thrashing, and I managed to get 5 hours in before the pinion gear sheared off. There's a set pin inside the pinion gear, and it sheared off from the clutch, and back to square one again. So now I need to get the Turtle Racing heavy duty racing clutch put into it with the spur is just stock, but it comes with a new pinion, 17 tooth pinion on a 57 tooth wheel. And you can see right here where the screw sheared right off from the shaft, and if you look closely here, you can actually see it got hammered out before it let go. So during my 5 hours of hectic thrashing that I did on it, it's now capable of doing jumps no problem, and it's pretty well balanced for the amount of gear that I have on it. It jumps quite well. The other thing I did is I noticed that the sand's really soft where we go running at the pit, so I thought I would try my hand with some paddle tires. So you can see the Hostile Nightmare MX tires on the left, and you can see a paddle tire on the right. I just put one of each on to show you as a comparison, and I still actually prefer the Hostile Nightmare tires over the paddle tires. The paddle tires are more linear. If you're going on a straight stretch and you really want to spit that rooster and you really want to dig into the ground, it does well. That does really good. But if you want to do some spinning donuts and still have maximum traction and all those good things, then the Hostiles is the way to go, the Nightmares. The Dominator pipe for the muffler gave me a little bit more problem. You can see I have it tie wrapped up right now because I was doing jumps with it, and the screw that's on the bottom there, it fell out. And when it fell out, that pipe, the silencer piece fell out of it on the jump. And it's deafening loud once that falls out. So that definitely has to be in there. And all it is really basically just a baffled pipe with some asbestos wrapped around it, and it's just mechanic wired on, and that's all there is to that pipe. There's nothing to it. So I put in a new screw, but I left the tie wraps on because yeah, it's working. It's not pretty, but it works. Hopefully this will be the last modification I'll have to do for it this summer, because the car is starting to get a little bit pricey now. For my next order, I'll be putting in a window kit, front and back, all the way around, to keep the dirt out as much as possible. I'm going to be buying the Turtle Racing heavy-duty clutch kit with the Turtle Racing pinion, and everything else I'm probably just going to leave it stock, and hopefully next time we have this out at the pit, we can actually get you some decent footage of what this beast can really do. Thanks for tuning in.